The 10th edition of the most successful smartphone series in India. Xiaomi definitely wanted it to be the best, and they've implemented so many new and exciting stuff. So if you did purchase a Redmi Note 10 or 10 Pro or 10 Pro Max or 10 Pro Ultra, oh, there's an Ultra? Sorry. Anyway, if you have a Note 10 XYZ device, this tips and tricks video is a must watch. I'm sure in another 15 minutes, you'll be able to use your phone way more efficiently and do a lot of cool things and some useless things too. Let's begin with always on display. Xiaomi threw a huge surprise by bringing a 120Hz Super AMOLED display on a 16,000 rupee phone. And it's not just about the quality, it also paves way for having an always on display. There is a dedicated section for that in settings. Why? Well, look at the amount of customization it offers. It definitely needs a dedicated section. Now, you can change the theme. There's a lot to choose from, like signature, digital, analog. If you don't like the default layouts, you can just create a custom one. Next up, turn off always on display when your battery saver is on. This helps with saving your battery when it's really low. So, as I just said, the customization is endless here. Speaking of battery saving, remember I said this has a 120Hz display? Well, of course, you can switch to 60Hz if you want, which saves a ton of battery. Just go to settings, display, refresh rate. Here it is. By the way, it's not just the quality of the display, but also the quality of the visuals in the user interface that has improved. There's a brand new control center, which now looks like the one on Apple's iOS. Xiaomi is known to be inspired by Apple a lot, and it shows very well here. And just like on iOS, you can swipe down on the left half of the screen to view notifications and swipe down on the right half of the screen to open the control center. However, if this is something you find a bit tedious, if you're used to the old way of accessing the notification shade, you can always revert back to the older version in settings. Back to the notification shade, you can change the style from MIUI to regular Android style and vice versa under notification in settings. I have set it to Android, it's just personal preference. Floating notifications is another cool, stylish feature if you haven't been using it already. Once again, you can enable it in settings here. Speaking of style, if this kind of view in the recent apps is not to your liking, you can go to home screen, under recent, arrange items in recents. So what it does is it gives you a choice of laying out your recent apps in vertical or horizontal layout. Personally, I like them to be horizontally laid out, just personal preference, because in the other layout I get confused, like which side should I push the apps to in order to close them. But in this layout, it's pretty obvious. Next up, Video Toolbox. Now this is big, trust me. It enables a number of nice features during video playback. I'll come to that in a bit, but first you need to enable this. Go to Special Features and select Manage Video Apps. Under that, select the apps that you want this Video Toolbox to be running on. Once done, the next time you open any of the video playing apps, let's take YouTube for example, you need to swipe from the top left to access the Video Toolbox. Here you get the option for screen recording, which is neat. It's also possible to get just a screenshot of whatever is going on the screen. And here's my favorite. You can play just the audio with the screen turned off. Now that's like one of the YouTube premium features for free. There are a couple of audio tweaking options too. The clarity enhancer is actually really good. Volume enhancer doesn't do much, but if you turn up both the volume and the clarity enhancers, the dialogues become very clear and audible. Even if there is a lot of other things going on in the movie scene, you can, hear the dialogues very clearly. You can even add filters to your videos. Not something I recommend, but hey, it is a feature. It's there if you want it. So this Video Toolbox is actually pretty useful. It's something you should definitely enable if you watch a lot of TV shows and movies on your phone. The Toolbox also offers a multitasking option. You can quickly check a mail or text or even browse the web while watching a movie. How cool is that? You can technically even watch 2 videos at a time, like a movie on Netflix and live cricket on Hotstar. and the audio from both apps will mess up the experience, right? I know, and there's a trick to overcome that as well. Adjust sounds in multiple apps. First, go enable this in settings, sound and vibration, tap on the sound assistant, and tap on adjusting media sound in multiple apps. Now you can adjust the volume playing in these apps individually. Of course, if you want, you can also play multiple audio sources at the same time. I know nobody is ever gonna do that, but I need something to add to the count. I probably put like 25 or 30 plus tips and tricks on the title. How else do I reach that number? Another cool trick, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to get awesome videos in your feed, free for your entire life, I promise. Also, since we were talking about Netflix, here's a cool thing I discovered recently. You can set a lock for your profile. Just tap on your profile, tap accounts, come down, expand your profile options. Now change profile lock and set a pin. If your friends have been using your profile and messing up your Netflix recommendations, you know what to do now. I know this is not a Redmi Note 10 specific feature, but come on guys, this will change your life. And all you need to do in return is just subscribe. Next up, there are a few nifty features in the camera app. First, you can put the volume rockers to good use, finally. Go to the camera settings, click on the volume button function. Here you can assign the volume buttons for various things like zoom, shutter countdown, etc. So the way I've set it, I can press the volume rocker to click a picture or press and hold the volume rocker to shoot a video. Nice, right? Now, more importantly, if you have the Note 10 Pro Max, you can now shoot ultra high resolution images, 108 megapixels to be precise. You need to come all the way to the right and select the 108 MP mode from this menu. And if you have the Note 10 Pro or Note 10 Pro Max, there is a brand new Super Macro mode as well. You need to tap the menu button at the top and select Super Macro. This really surprised me with the level of quality it can produce. Just have a look at some samples yourselves. The Redmi Note 10 can also get macro shots, but they're not this good. You can also shoot super macro videos by going to the video mode and selecting super macro. It's a full HD video and it's super detailed. You're gonna love it. Looks cool. And finally, there's also support for capturing RAW photos. Go to Pro mode and tap on this menu button and click on the R icon. Basically, a RAW photo contains a lot more information than a regular photo. So if you're into photo editing, if you use Lightroom or Snapseed a lot, if you're interested in changing the look and feel of images, then definitely use RAW. You'll be surprised at how flexible the images will be during your editing process. Next up, I'm going to share a few nice features that were already available on older Redmi phones, but still I noticed that a lot of people are not aware of those features. So let's start with clear speaker. This is something that was actually introduced with the Redmi Note 6 Pro. You should use it from time to time, especially whenever you use your phone outdoors for a long time. This feature basically plays a 30-second audio clip, which is a harsh clip, to clear all the dust that's been collected inside the loudspeaker. It's great for clearing all those very minute dust particles. Next up, there are a few nice gesture shortcuts inside additional settings, like double tap the fingerprint sensor to trigger any action. I've set it to toggle silent mode, so it kind of acts like OnePlus's alert slider. So every time I double tap, it toggles between ring and silent. So you can double tap the power button to light up the torch or double press the volume button to open the camera. All of them pretty useful. Next up, light mode. If you feel you're using your phone for too long, if you want to feel light, maybe you should try out the light mode, which makes your home screen way less cluttered. Speaking of home screen, unlike on some other Android phones, with Redmi phones, you can uninstall apps right from the home screen, and you can even select multiple apps and move them simultaneously or delete them simultaneously. You know, just one action, you can delete how many ever apps you want. It's 2021 and Redmi is still one of the very few brands that allow this. So those are all the tips and tricks that will enhance your time with your brand new Redmi Note 10, 10 Pro, 10 Pro Max, 10 Pro Ultra. Oh, there is no Ultra. Anyway, leave a like, subscribe and hit the bell icon if you found this video useful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye and take care.